Welcome back to another episode of Way Too Wifey. I'm your host, respectfully Gabby, and in this podcast we talk all things dating and relationships in this modern day. And I am a little bit sick today, so it's kind of like a smooth jazz kind of podcast we got going on. I kind of lost my voice a little bit, but I really wanted to push an episode because I'm going to London this next week, so I'm probably not going to post another episode until the following week. So you're gonna have a week without any content, and I'm sorry. I really didn't want to do that, but honestly it's kind of getting to the point where it's a little bit hard to even make this video because my voice is really trying me right now. But I really wanted to film this because I don't want to go 2 weeks without content. I'm here. I wanted to discuss some things with you today. Let's have a sit down chit chat wherever you are. If you're watching this at home, if you're listening to this at work, if you're listening to this on your car drive, I'm here with you today. I just feel like this whole podcast episode is going to be like a smooth jazz. Like, I'm sorry. Okay. As always, I am an online dating coach where I help you transform your confidence to live your best lives inside and outside relationships. And truly, I think what happens is that it starts from within. And if you're not okay within, how can you show up as your best self in relationships? I have an 8-week transformation process, and it's only 8 weeks, you guys. I have stuffed this all into 8 weeks, and there's so much great shit, great transformational things that I throw in here that have helped so many people at this point. I've helped men, women, usually focus on women, but for some reason a lot more men are coming to me. So just know that I am open either side. I'm so happy that I have had people completely transform their confidence. I've had people completely transform their relationship with themselves, with their partners. Also, I've had people find partners at the end of our sessions, which is fucking fantastic. And I don't guarantee that, but holy shit, that's fucking awesome that because of the work that we did together, you were able to find someone that you connect with and can have a healthy relationship with. Hit the link in my bio. I also do 1 sessions where if you're like, hey, I just want to talk this situation through, what's going on, I want to help with my profile, I want to know where and how to meet people. I'm your girl. I got you. Wanted to talk today in the wise words of Lori Harvey. Just remember that you are the prize. Say that again. Just remember that you are the prize. Okay, but seriously, let's talk about it because there's 2 sides of the coin. I have mixed feelings about this. Yes, you are the prize. Let's first of all raise your fucking standards to believe that you are the prize. It's all about what you believe to be true about yourself, and that's what it comes down to. But I do think there's another side of this where women believe wholeheartedly that they are the prize. And I'm going to stop right there. I don't think that it's anyone watching this podcast because truly the people that watch my podcast are people that want to do better in life and just like in general and dating and relationships. Like that is the type of audience that I have. And if you're watching this, you're probably not going to relate to this, but I have to talk about it. The women that have absolutely nothing to offer, that have attitudes and really don't do very much for anyone, and no shade at all, but don't want to do the work on themselves and expect that just because that they're pretty or just because they are who they are, they feel like they deserve the world and then some. That's fine. But here's the thing, when it comes down to it, throughout your 20s, throughout your life, you're dating, and then you're wondering why men are not sticking around. And then you're wondering like, okay, well, like, I'm the prize. Like if he doesn't want to deal with me at my worst, then he doesn't deserve me at my best. And it's like, why would someone want to stick around when you are constantly at your worst? No one wants to deal with the drama, deal with like the constant nagging, and he's gonna choose the girl who at the end of the day to bring him peace, not because of the way that you look. Like you're doing all of the surface level work on yourself, but you're not doing the work on yourself on the inside. What do you expect? Why do you think that people aren't staying around? It's either you lack that confidence, right? And you don't think that you're the prize, or you overly think that you are the prize and you have overly sold yourself. It's almost to the point of arrogance where you don't think that you have to do the work in order to get what you want. a girl that has the attitude, constantly turning men away, and then she gets into her like 30s and wonders why she is still single and like what's going on. Well, maybe if you did the work prior and like actually healed yourself, focused on yourself, took the time to be your best self, someone would easily, then you 100% with the kind of confidence, that fake confidence that you have, could be transformed into actual confidence. Like, yes, now I know that I'm showing up as the prize. Like now I'm so sure that I am the prize because I have done the work. I know who I am. I know what I have to offer. And anyone that will settle down with me, they're going to have this full self of myself that I can pour into them equally. But on the other side of that, it's like the person that just doesn't have confidence, that is lacking that like, maybe I'm not the prize. You're giving so much of yourself. You're over giving. To the point where if a guy has milk already, why would he want to buy the cow? He has what he needs already. He doesn't need to buy the cow. Let's just keep it as a prize, right? Like you are at a festival, like not a music festival, but like a carnival. Yeah, you're at a carnival. You want to win that stuffed animal, right? You're going to put in the work to win that stuffed animal, right? And then when you get that, you're like, holy shit, like I just won this. This is the prize. I put in the work in order to win that prize. So now that you're going to take that home, you're going to love that stuffed animal like you would have as if you were a child, okay? But the thing is, like, they put in work, you got the prize, and now you're happy, you're content. Too many of you, and really this is why I've made this whole podcast, because I used to be there, are pouring way too much of your energy, way too much of your time, way too much of your wifey essence into men that do not deserve it, into men that have not worked for you at all. Still claim that you are the prize. You're saying, oh, you're the prize, right? And trust me, I used to be there. I would claim that I was a prize because I was giving all of these wifey-like treatments to men that did not do shit for me. But then what does that say? I will give all of myself to someone who doesn't appreciate it. Do you really think that that's a prize? They wouldn't just give you that stuffed animal at the fair just because you walked by. Like, no, that's not how that works. You get something in exchange for something else, for the time and effort that you put into that, winning that game. Same thing with dating, right? Like a guy is not going to appreciate anything that he did not put work into, that he didn't put time and effort into winning over. Men are naturally hunters. And yes, we've talked about this so many times, and not just on this podcast, but I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times elsewhere. Men like to feel like they're the ones who won you over. If they don't have that sense that they've won something, they're not going to treat you like a prize. So really what it comes down to is being that prize is to have that confidence, but like also self-awareness to know that you are that prize and that you've put that work into yourself. I'm healed. I'm showing up as my full self here, and I do have a lot to offer someone, and the right person is going to see that. And if they don't see that, I'm going to carry myself with the highest regard and not settle for anyone else that doesn't appreciate or see the value that I bring to the table. The opposite side of that is the overly confident, fake confidence woman who thinks she has it all and thinks that she brings everything to the table but really has nothing to offer someone. I'm not saying this to shit on women, because I just think it really, what it comes down to is the self-awareness. It's like, why are the relationships that you're getting into, and when I say relationships, I mean the situationships, the people that you're talking to, why are they not working out? Be honest with yourself. And if you can't be honest with yourself, let's start there. The whole process of this, you're going to keep attracting that same person over and over again until you figure it out. And like, maybe I'm the problem. It is the people that I'm picking. And maybe I'm pouring way too much of myself into this person. Or be honest. I think a lot of times too, what I'll see is like people think that they're doing everything wrong. They aren't. What it comes down to is that they still have yet to heal themselves. The kind of people that they're attracting are at the same level of not being healed. And when you bring two people that aren't healed, yes, you may feel like you have so much to offer someone, but what is it inside? If you're not willing to walk away from anyone who doesn't appreciate you, you cannot say that you are the prize, because the prize is willing to walk away. when they're not being respected and cherished. I just think that you may be doing everything right and pouring so much of yourself into the person, but maybe what you're pouring in is doing too much. Like maybe you need to take a step back and assess the situation for what it is. Is this person giving me anything? I just think that like, you know, sometimes we'll get wrapped up in like, oh, this person is so perfect. But really, when it comes down to it, the reason why you think that they're perfect is because you, my friend, are the one pouring everything in. And it seems like this perfect situation because in your head, you have this connection and you think of them highly. But really, all of the things that you're doing is what is making you feel that way. I need you to, if something doesn't feel like it's working out, take a step back and be like, hey, what's going on here? Am I pouring way too much energy and effort and time and money and whatever into this more than the other person is? And if that's the case, take a couple steps back, because I think that men, women, either side, we need to have that little bit of space in order to know and appreciate and want that other person's like time and attention. I feel like if you're constantly up that other person's ass, you're never gonna miss. I've worked with clients a lot of times and they'll be like, okay, I'm doing everything. Like I'm literally pouring my heart and my soul into this. What is going on? Why is this not working? And that is not your invitation to work a little bit harder for that person's attention. That is your invitation to take a step back, because what happens when you take a step back and when you've constantly been doing everything and pouring so much of yourself into this person is that you're going to take the step back, and that person is going to, usually, not all the time, if they don't care about you, you'll know very quickly. But if they do care about you, you will know, because they're going to miss you. They're going to miss your energy around like, wait a minute, I had that person wrapped up in me. Like, what happened? Where did they go? And then they will pour into the effort. And then the dynamic, the energy changes. And then they're in the drawing towards you. You do not have to pour into everything all the time. I do think that there's going to be times in relationships where you're not going to always like each other the same amount all the time. Like, it's never going to be equal. And if it is, it's only for a short period of time. I feel like there's always going to be the admirer and then the one being admired. Like, that is usually the dynamic of which things fall under. And it's going to flip-flop. It's like a tango. It's not always going to be equal. And if it is, it's not going to stay there very long. I have noticed that when I start to draw back from situations, that person comes towards me, but not being attached to the person, because the second that you attach yourself to them, then you feel like you have to make it work. Like you have to make things happen. And when you don't, then you're inside obsessing over the situation. And when you're obsessing, do you really think that you are the prize? Be honest with yourself. Do you really at that point think that you are the prize? No, because you're pouring all of yourself. You're putting this person on a pedestal, and you can't be the prize when this person's above you. In order for you to be the prize, you have to show up as the prize. Show up as someone who that person can admire and think of in high regard. I'm going to make this a very short episode because I feel like I have kind of made my point here, and I also feel like I can't talk much longer. Just remember that men will never cherish what he did not work for. And if he doesn't work for you, he does not want you. Start carrying yourself like you are the chosen one instead of waiting around to be chosen. You got me. Anyway, you guys, I'm so sorry to cut this, a little bit shorter than the typical episode, but I do want to say thank you for listening to my raspy ass voice. And if you could, please hit that like, that comment, subscribe, turn on your bell notifications so you'll never miss another episode. And if you could, leave that 5-star rating. What you put out, you are going to get back. So if you are putting love into the atmosphere, that is going to come right back around and bless you in your life. So, and hit that 5-star rating. Thank you. And I will see you all. Actually, you guys, I'm going to London and I'm going to meet my little London boy. I'm going to go to London. We're going to meet up. I might make a TikTok about it. I might not. But if I do, it will be posted on my TikTok. So follow me on TikTok and Instagram at respectfully Gabby. I will not see you next Tuesday. I will see you the following Tuesday. and I'm sorry, and I apologize. If I can get around to it, I will get around to it, but I just have so much things to get done. I'm flying into Fort Lauderdale for a couple days, and then I'm flying out, so like I have no time to even like make this video. And I hope you get it, and I hope you understand. And if you need to catch up on my other videos, catch up on my other podcasts in the meantime. And I love you, and have a lovely time. And, you know, we're about to sign off on this smooth jazz podcast.